Yo, guys, it's the kid, 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 it's the kid. We are here, we are here, we are here. So, we're going to talk about Platini. That is the main thing that is on the agenda right now because from what we know and from what we have gathered, your boy Platini has been taken hostage. He's been arrested, he's in handcuffs, and this is all relating to, of course, the handing of the World Cup 2022 World Cup. My thing is this: um, we know that handling of the World Cup, it was iffy, it was dodgy, it wasn't the most let's just say it wasn't the kindest handling of that because I think for me it is wrong for us to now start putting blame and saying that Qatar are screwed up and everything. But the reality of the matter is this: the optics don't look good, and that's just right to the matter. The optics don't look good because if the guy who helped to hand over the World Cup has been arrested because of his handling of that whole thing, I think it makes things look really really bad. It makes things look really bad. So um, we still need to. Okay, look, okay, guys. Let's just be real, man. Let's cut the nonsense out and let's get real now. I am all for different countries hosting the World Cup. I'm all for that, and I think it's good. And guys, you know me very well. The World Cup is very special to me. The World Cup is the greatest sporting competition in the world. That's a fact. It's the greatest sporting competition in the world. And I do have an issue with the World Cup being held during December because I think if it's in Qatar, it's going to be held in December. So that for me, I think is very wild. So, but without that, okay, that's fair. But I think everyone has said that strip them off the World Cup, strip them, take them away, and give and hand the World Cup to someone else. I've heard England, I've heard different teams, and I've heard all these teams that should be handed it to them. I'll put it to you like this: if it is proven, that's the main thing. If it is proven that Platini gave the World Cup to Qatar and it was done so in a corrupt, illegal manner, I don't know how Qatar can still host the World Cup. So people can, because that's, look, there's what I think should happen and what will happen. If it is proven that this was done in a corrupt way, then it just doesn't make sense for Qatar to host a World Cup. So you can blame whether it's some Qataris, you can blame the Platinis or whatever. If it is done so that it wasn't that this dude there was money under the table, illegal stuff, mob mafia and everything, then I don't know how the dude can how Qatar can still have the World Cup. It makes no sense whatsoever. But I do believe that Qatar will still end up hosting the World. I don't, because it's so weird. Because look, I'm going to get onto FIFA and the issues of corruption with FIFA and everything, and just why I'm not surprised by this. But I'm not sure whether I see a scenario with Qatar not hosting World Cup. Like, guys, let's be real. Qatar have a lot of cash. They've got a lot of cash and they've got a lot of money. They have a lot of influence. The Qatari groups, the individuals, and so forth. A group and a country that's rich and that's powerful. Remember, money is power. Guys, we live on planet Earth. We don't live in La La Land. We live on planet Earth. And on planet Earth, money is power. Money is king. And because of that, I think it would almost be pretty much impossible if for Qatar not ending up hosting the World Cup. They're still going to host that World Cup. It's still going to happen. I'm sorry, it's still going to happen. it's still going to happen. Your husband, bro. I think the hangouts. I'm not sure whether we're going to do it tonight. We will have to go through because some things came up, so we may have to probably push it till tomorrow or maybe Friday. So, but let me just deal with the reality of the matter now, guys. Do you know what cash is? I think people could. Do you know what cash means? Do you know what money means? Money is king. Now, guys, don't lie to me now. Be real. If someone came up to you and say, yo, I'm going to give you 5 million in your bank account straight, give us this World Cup. If any of you say no, you are stone cold liars. If any of you say that you would refuse 5 mil straight, you would 100% be taken down. 100% you'll be taken down. So that's just the reality. You know? Because no, look, I love Qatar, guys. I told you I love Qatar. Qatar are my boys. They'll always be my boys. Qatar are going everywhere, man. I told you, look, okay. And this is not going anything against the Qatar guys, but I'm just talking about the reality is that if there's a lot of cash on the table, you will do things, and we all know what happened here. But look, my thing is about this is that innocent until proven guilty. I think everyone should have that because I think we should everybody deserves their day in court. Guys, who knows? Maybe, what if Platini is innocent? What if he's innocent? And I'm going to speak about Blatter because Blatter gets a bad rap. So I think we have to wait until the investigations go through. But in my opinion, Qatar is still going to host our World Cup. It's going to happen. They hold too much sway, they hold too much power, too much cash, and I think it would be pretty much impossible for them not to host our World Cup. But I want to bring up Blatter because people sort of lump in Blatter with this. Blatter wasn't perfect. I'll give you that. I'll be the first to admit that Blatter wasn't perfect, okay? He was not the most perfect dude. I'll admit that. Blatter fought for South Africa. Because I remember the hosting and everything in South Africa. I remember when they gave it to South Africa. I remember England and other countries were saying South Africa won't be ready. South Africa won't be able to host the World Cup. That these guys will fail. They were saying, look at how much they're behind the stadiums and everything. And even if the 2010 World Cup was crap footballing wise overall, I just thought the footballing was not great. The atmosphere for the World Cup is the best I've ever seen. Those vuvuzelas, the vibes, the color, the everything. Because look, it's Africa, guys. Africa will always bring those vibes. So South Africa hosted just the way they hosted it was a very vibrant way that they hosted it. So you've got to give Blatter that. Blatter, he fought for South Africa. Again, I get it. Blatter did things here and there, but I felt that the reason why I don't go full tilt on Blatter is because he fought for South Africa when everybody was saying, nah, don't give it to South Africa, don't give it to South Africa. So he fought for having at least one World Cup in Africa. You know, he fought for having at least one World Cup in Africa. So I've got to give him that. I've got to give him that. So, bro, Joseph, that's very interesting of you, bro. All I'm saying is, I mean, anybody who says that if they offer you 10 million just to vote for them, you'd say no, you're lying. Guys, you're lying. So I'm sorry, you're lying. Like anybody who says that if you offer me 10 mil and all I have to do is just vote for you, of course I'll vote for you because I'm just voting for you. Now, for me, it depends how much you want me to do and how I'll be exposed. But yeah, but look, guys, this is all speculation. Let's just be real. It is all speculation. Everybody deserves their day in court. And Platini may look guilty. He may look like a gangster. He may look like a mobster, but he deserves his day in court. He deserves his day in court, and we can't really pass judgment on him quickly. So that's there, and then look, man, we'll get back to but okay, but all I'm saying is this though, is that if Qatar do host the World Cup, are you sure there's no way that it can be done in the so my thing is, explain to me. So it can't be hosted in the summer because people will burn in the sun. Is that the idea? So it gets too hot in the summer, so therefore it has to be moved to December. Because guys, I'm sorry, man. Qatar, I love you guys. I'm planning on going to for Qatar on holiday. That country looks beautiful. It looks flipping amazing. I want my World Cup in the summer. I don't want my World Cup in December, bro. Come on. I don't want it in December. All right, guys. Let's talk Neymar. Guys, I told him we're going in here. We're going in. This is going to be a nice, hopefully longish what do they call it? It's nice longish marathon. Well, I don't really call it a marathon, but look, we're just here to chat. I want to talk about Neymar, guys. This could be a very big summer. This could be a very, very big summer. Could be a very big summer, guys. So we all know what PSG said. PSG said, Neymar, get the hell out of there. PSG said, Neymar, you're done. We don't want any superstars. And guys, you know, I have insulted Neymar. You're a pop star. You're a loser. You're a prima donna. You're fake. Only care about your on-screen tactics. I've insulted this guy. And people, do you know why I go so hard on the Neymar? I say, yo, H. Why do you go so hard on him? You called him the truth. Why do you go so hard on him? Do you know why I go hard on him? Because I know how good he is. Neymar was supposed to take over Messi. That's real. Neymar was supposed to take over Messi. This was how it's supposed to go. Neymar comes into Barcelona, plays under Messi tutelage. Neymar grows into the team, has a greater role. Messi has a more restricted role because he's getting older, but Neymar is that dude, and Neymar and Messi form a 1-2 punch. But Messi hands over the mantle to Mar, and Neymar is the number one player in the world. That's what it's supposed to happen. Neymar was supposed to be that dude. And I get why he went to PSG. I support his move to PSG because I say, you know what, Neymar has to be the superstar because I understand the dude's talents. I understand the dude's skill. But the PSG move is a failure if you can't give me a CL. The PSG move is a failure if you can't give me a CL. That's it. Without a CL, that PSG move is pointless. And guys, Verratti is the most talented central midfielder in the world. I will get to that, but he is. That is non-negotiable. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I'm the number one analyst in the world. So without a CL, Neymar was also pointing. But now, we've heard what PSG have said. PSG have brought in, don't mention Ligue 1. And also, it's not Ligue 1. It's Uber Eats Ligue 1. Get it right. From now forth, I don't care when the sponsorship kicks in. From henceforth, it is going to be called Uber Eats Ligue 1. That's what it's called, okay? Because that is what they deserve to be called. Flipping Eats Ligue 1. Quick sidetrack. Mbappe, are you really going to play in a league sponsored by Uber Eats? Just very quickly. I know Mbappe everything, but Kylian Mbappe, you're the prodigy, you're 19, pale and everything. Are you really going to stay in a league called Uber Eats Ligue 1? Just putting it out there. Thank you. You don't have to listen to me, just putting it out there. So PSG came out and said, you know what? We are tired of prima donnas. We are tired of superstars. We are tired of guys who think that they are cool. That we are, if people are superstars and try to throw their weight around, get the hell out of there. So that's telling me quite precisely, hey, you see that rhymed? that they want to get rid of Neymar. And now I've been reading that this is from Marca. This is from Marca. So Marca put out something that said Real Madrid would offer cash plus Casemiro for Neymar. Now, guys, this is how I see it. And I mentioned this when Devo was around, but I'm going to go even further. What's the biggest club fixture in the world? Let me hear it. Let me see. What is the biggest club fixture in the world? As I told you guys, this is new now. This is new. That's why I brought the webcam. So we'll be real now. Just tell me in the comments, what is the biggest club fixture in the world? Because I want to build a narrative here. I want to build a narrative here. What's the biggest club fixture in the world? All right. Bro, whoever said in 2019, you see, this is where Premier League merchants, bro. Don't be a Premier League merchant. Man United, Liverpool? What? Excuse me? The biggest, you see, I said biggest, so okay, sorry. The biggest domestic club fixture. So obviously the Champions League doesn't count. The biggest domestic club fixture in the world. I think the first few guys got us right. Guys, let's be real. El Clasico, I believe, is probably the most watched fixture ever. And especially when Cristiano and Messi was playing, it was the most watched club fixture ever. Guys, let me paint a narrative right now. That is ever since I grew up, because let me just be real here, guys. Let me just be real here, because I grew up watching the Premier League and everything. In my view, the biggest fixture is Barcelona, Real Madrid. Then it's AC Milan, Inter Milan. And then you probably ride with Man United, Liverpool. Because when we take everything into account, I know Premier League guys are going to get me for this, but taking everything into account, not just in the overall sense, bro, it goes Real Madrid, Barcelona, AC Milan, Inter Milan, and then you have Man United, Liverpool, and then you have Celtic, Rangers. That's how it goes. Let's go back to painting a narrative. Guys, just picture this. Like, how did I do it? You know, like I was like, let me get my whole spiel back on. Picture this right now. 140. Neymar says, "What's up?" Neymar rolls up in a Real Madrid jersey. Can you imagine the first El Clasico at the Camp Nou when you've got Messi on one end and Neymar on the other end? Guys, it's what we live for. It's what we live for. I don't know how old some of you guys are. How many of you guys remembered when Figo moved to Real Madrid? Because remember, now the thing with Neymar is that this is different. He didn't move straight. Figo is a bit psycho, and like Figo doesn't really give a damn. So he literally went straight. But how many of you remember when? Because I remember how. Because you see, that's it for me. Growing up, I needed to know the political situation that happened that was going on in Spain of the Catalans and the Spanish. So I didn't know why it was such a big deal. But when I saw how people reacted, and remember this was a bit before the internet, so this was just reading in magazines and so forth, I was like, it was a huge deal. It was a huge deal. But I believe that this would be bigger. This would be bigger. And guys, I'm being real with you. Football needs that. Football needs that. A Neymar versus Messi El Clasico. Guys, that would be huge. That would be flipping damn huge if we had that. Because what I've been reading online is, again, people can call this rumors and everything. Neymar's father has been in contact with the Real Madrid higher ups. He's been in contact with the Real Madrid execs. He's been saying what's up. So the seeds are growing. The seeds are growing. Bro, at the rate of this is going, Zad could potentially pass Neymar. As of right now, Zad is better than Neymar. As of right now, Zad is more relevant than Neymar. But remember what I said, because we still don't know what Barcelona are gonna get. Because guys, let's be real, Barcelona are gonna they're gonna make a big purchase. Because Real Madrid are making all the moves right now, but 1,000% based on what happened last season, Barcelona are gonna make a big. They're going to make a massive purchase. They're going to make a massive purchase. And the thing about this is that we don't know who it's going to be. I think that they have to find a top tier striker, because the carnival is when they have to find a top tier striker, they're going to find a replacement for Coutinho, and they need to find a way for the US to give you a season. Because if you can get a season from the US, you have Griezmann in there and a top tier striker, Barcelona are back and they're becoming fully dangerous. Because I think Messi's free role as the playmaker distributor, I think he'll still play at a very high level. But if Messi can provide for guys who actually know how to finish and everything, Barcelona are going to be lethal. They're still going to be lethal. You can still just about squeeze another year out of Busquets, but it's getting tough. It's getting tough, man, because they're literally squeezed. I mean, because for me, there's gonna be a season where, bro, this is it for Busquets, bro, this is it for Piqué, but it may not be next season. But that is why Valverde has to be very wary of like who is the replacement for Busquets, who is well, Piqué, you can say the replacement for Piqué is Umtiti, and Longley. Well, Longley, I don't really know, because guys, people are forgetting the US. Because I know that Barcelona struggled, they need a striker. If the US was fully fit, 100% fit, Barca beat Liverpool, I believe. If he was fully 100% fit, played 90 minutes both ways, because don't even mess with me. The US is better than Coutinho. Anybody that opens their mouth and tells me that Coutinho is on the level of the US, then you're a moron. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're a flipping moron if you tell me that Coutinho is on the same level as the US. And you cannot deny the ridiculous talents that the US has. So I always said that, and I believe that this was always Neymar's ultimate destination, because remember the affiliation that Brazilians have with not only Barcelona and Real Madrid. Every Brazilian growing up, I think there are two clubs that you dream of playing for, either Real Madrid or for Barcelona. Flip and look at this Rodrigo kid. The Rodrigo kid said, look, I was at a Real Madrid jersey when I was young. So those are the only two clubs that exist. Those are the only two clubs that exist are Real Madrid and Liverpool. So I truly believe that PSG was a detour. Do you know what Neymar wanted to do? This was what Neymar's plan was. Neymar's plan was, I want to improve my brand, increase my brand. Okay, I'll answer that because people have brought it up. I think Neymar's plan was he wants to improve his brand. Obviously, improve his brand at PSG. Then win the Champions League. And once he won the Champions League at PSG, he goes to Real Madrid. I believe that Real Madrid was always a destination for him because I think that Neymar knew that at Real Madrid, that's where I can be king. Like Messi will always be the king at Barcelona. Rightfully so, because he is Messi. He's the greatest club football player of all time. We'll not mention what he does internationally. Club-wise, he's the greatest club football player of all time. So, but Neymar, he has to go to a place where he is king because Zad is big to him, and I still think that Zad is more relevant than Neymar. If Neymar goes to Real Madrid, that is Neymar's team, and I think that Zad will be more than happy to hand the reins over to Neymar in that team, he would be more than happy. Because I think for Zad, his focus is not really on being center of attention, the star. His focus is just, look, man, I just want to win. So if Neymar goes to Real Madrid, that's what it'll be. And I think people said these things about, when players grow up, who do they want to play for? I don't believe that, because remember, guys, you have to understand this. In South America, what is the main language spoken? It's Spanish. Barcelona and Real Madrid are both Spanish clubs. When I don't think many South Americans dream of playing in the Premier League, full stop. I don't think many South Americans even really watch the Premier League, full stop. So, and I don't really believe that, as big of a club that Liverpool is with the heritage and the history, I don't think many South Americans actually dream of playing for a Liverpool or a Chelsea or a Man United. That's not their dream. The dream of most South Americans is Barcelona or Real Madrid. Those are the two main clubs that you dream of playing for. Those are the highest selling jerseys and so on. Because again, the biggest players in the world have played for Barcelona and Real Madrid, and the biggest Brazilians have gone through either Real Madrid or Liverpool. Romario, Rivaldo, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho. These are the guys that these dudes all go and play for. So I don't think guys dream of playing at Anfield. I don't think, if you do ask a South American kid who is obviously very talented, like a 9-year-old kid, they're not going to tell you that, yeah, man, I want to play at Anfield. I want to play at Old Trafford. I want to play at Stamford Bridge. No, they're going to tell you that I want to play for Barcelona. I want to play for Real Madrid. Because those are just the teams that are fully entrenched in South American culture. And see, look at these guys there. What I'm saying is the truth. I'm not saying hating. And you see, this is the thing that I just get about club players. Anytime you are not fully positive about a certain club, people don't view it as hating. It is a cold, hard fact that most South Americans want to play for Barcelona or Real Madrid because of the link of Spanish in the South American region. That is just a fact. So that is where the link is. So Barcelona and Real Madrid will always have that history and allure and the connection to the region of South America. There is no link between Liverpool and South America. There just isn't. Like, please tell me the names of the world-class Brazilians or Argentines that have played for Liverpool or Man United or Chelsea. Please tell me. Please tell me the world-class South Americans, truly world-class, big-time superstar South Americans that have played for any of the... Oh my God. All right, guys, let's move on. Oh man. Lampard. Frank, don't take the job. I mean, that's as easy as I can say. Frank, don't take the job, bro. Don't take that. Oh, you see. I think this is why I don't even want to view the live chats, because whenever I view the live chats, things just trigger me. Who the hell mentioned Aguero? That's what I want to know. Who the hell mentioned Aguero? Aguero is not relevant. Okay? That dude ain't relevant. So, mentioning Aguero with regards to world class talent, no, that's not happening. So I want to just going to talk about Lampard, man. Guys, Lampard, don't do it. It's a bad move. See, Chelsea are in a very sticky situation right now. If you transfer ban, no Hazard. Transfer ban, no Hazard. Those are two killer combinations. So Chelsea fans who are in love with Lampard because he's a legend of the club and he is a flipping Chelsea legend, one of the greatest players in Premier League history. Um, if Tevez and Coutinho and South American legends or superstars, bro, sorry. If Lampard was to come into Chelsea in a situation that they're in, um, he's going to fail. And do Chelsea fans want to see Lampard either sacked or leave? Or do Chelsea fans really want to see Lampard go through L's and losses for Chelsea? That's the. Do you really want him to go through L's and losses for Chelsea? I don't think you do. So because remember this, because people will think about the whole Pep Guardiola thing. This is like the Pep Guardiola thing because there's a massive difference between Barcelona and Liverpool. There's a massive difference between Barcelona and Liverpool. No, sorry, Barcelona and Chelsea. There's a massive difference between Barcelona and Chelsea. Barcelona have footballing history and heritage, and you have flipping Lionel Messi. Chelsea don't have that. You're going into a very tough situation. Not only you're going into a very tough situation, you're also going into a environment that is far tougher. This is the Premier League. This is the toughest league in the world. Now, the Premier League the best football may not be played in the Premier League, top to bottom. But the Premier League is the toughest league in the world. It is the toughest league in the world. You know, Pep, who's been in Spain, he's been in Germany, England, has said, nope, England is the toughest league in the world. So that can't be denied. If Lampard goes into this situation, of course, you'd want him to succeed because he's a Chelsea legend and everything, but I just think that he's doomed to fail. Because Lampard has not yet proven that he is a top manager. You've only just began your managerial career at Derby County. And what you've done at Derby County does not translate into you being successful for flipping Chelsea. So the issue now is that for Chelsea, who did they get? And again, talking tactics, I was speaking to my boy at Talking Tactics and everything, and this is what we're saying. He said to me that this is how it's going to roll. Ten Hag. Ten Hag is that dude. And the reason why I believe that Ten Hag is the right dude is because he took a bunch of nobodies to the Champions League semi-final and almost was like a few minutes away to getting them to the Champions League final. Because what that proves that this is a guy who obviously knows how to play with youthful players, and he can still be competitive without having a superstar, and has proven that on the very highest level, which is the Champions League. Lampard hasn't done that. So the only thing that Lampard has over Ten Hag is, he's a former Chelsea player, which should mean nothing. That should mean nothing. So you almost have to ask Chelsea fans, what do you want? Do you want a successful manager? Or do you just want a manager that you like? Do you want success? Or do you want just to be like, hey man, look man, we just want to be happy. Please, we just want to be happy. That's what we want to do. We just want to be happy. And for me, that is completely and utterly stupid. So for me, if I was advising Lampard, bro, don't do it. If I was advising Lampard, stay at Derby County, earn your stripes. And if you're able to do that, gravy. If you're able to do that, gravy. So we've reached sort of, I don't really know, it's halfway. I don't really know how long this live chat is going to go. So just a little bit of updates on things to do with the website and the football hot. Because again, guys, we're all trying to make things happen with the football hot here. So the Patreon That's still getting back in there. The pattern is obviously where you get extra content, extra videos, and extra analysis from your boy WHHH, so just to give you a bit of updates onto what's happening there. So, um, clubs, I'm doing club season reviews. The first one has dropped, which is Man City. I'll probably drop these on the Football Hot, but these are now on the pattern where I go through specific teams and I do a season review on each of the specific teams. So the first one I did is, of course, Man City, and there you go. That's your boy Pep. What the hell? And retrospective. This was a fun retrospective. The Copa America 2015 final, Chile against Argentina. Again, this on the Patreon app. For me, this was a definitive thing, and this was the last time that chess was relevant. The last time chess was relevant, it was now. I'm gonna talk about Sanchez. I'm gonna talk about Sanchez. So this is another retrospective that has been done over there. Blog Mbappe. How if Mbappe was to go to Liverpool? This is my thing. Is if Mbappe was to go to Liverpool, how he could become the number one player in the world based on Klopp's as a manager. So again, this is just part of the blog that's on the Patreon. Is I don't think Mbappe is going to move to Liverpool, but if he was to move to Liverpool, I think Mbappe being tutored by Klopp, who from is one of my favorite managers, I think that would be very, very superbly flipping interesting. And talked about Pogba and how Pogba can work well at Madrid, given the right role. Like if Pogba is given the right role, how the dude can work well at El Madrid. And the shop, the merch, man. You just go to the website, halffootballhot.com, get your merch stuff out there. I'll obviously try to restock on the XLs, the mediums, and the larges. Get that merch and just make it happen, man. So the merch store is there. So there's still a few sizes left for large and medium up in there. So Sanchez. I want to talk about Sanchez. I still believe that Sanchez is a brick, and I'm not going to change my view on that. I still believe that the guy's a brick. Now, stats versus the eye test. The stats will tell you that 1 goal and 2 assists. Sanchez is back. Ches is back. Redemption story. And the Man United fans say, yes, man, Sanchez, stay with United, man. Stay with United. This is how we have to go, man. Sanchez is going to come back great. He's going to have an amazing Copa America. He's going to come back rejuvenated. And he will come back to United and we'll now see the old Ches. That's what the stats say. Now, what does the eye test say? I watched the game. But pretty much, I watched about 70-80% of the game. Japan were the better team. All Japan lacked was a cutting edge. And remember, this is a young Japanese team. This is an experimental Japanese team, and this is a Japanese team filled with very young players. So this isn't the same Japanese team that we saw at the World Cup. It isn't. It is a younger Japanese team. So Chile, who are the defending champions, beats a Japanese team who again they're not normally in Copa America, and a young Japanese team. So Sanchez getting a goal and 2 assists against a young experimental Japanese team, is that proof enough that he's back? No, it's not. And I watched the game, and yeah, Sanchez did look better. He did look to be flowing a lot more freely, but it still wasn't chess. Because I know the dude that we saw back in 2015. And again, people get me for saying this, and I will double down. Back in 2015, 2016, Sanchez was better than Hazard. So for all those people that say, oh my gosh, I'm just a Hazard fanboy, I'm just obsessed with Hazard. Back in 2015, 2016, I would agree with you and tell you that Sanchez was better than Hazard. Because it was. Back then. But the dude I saw from Man United and how he's been playing for Man United, I was like, no, this guy has not become a brick. And one game against Japan doesn't prove it. Now, If Sanchez can somehow inspire Chile in the quarters and in the semis against a Uruguay, a Colombia, or a Brazil, then we should raise our eyebrows. So this ain't nothing. Let ball against a Brazil, ball against a Uruguay, ball against a Colombia, then my eyes will be opened. So until then, don't. And I think for Man United, if I'm still Man United right now, Garrett, for me, Sanchez, focus on replacing him. I've already told you what Man United, and I tweeted this out. Man United, if Man United want to keep Pogba, you buy a controlling midfielder. I'll get to Marco, don't worry. As I told you guys, I've got so much stuff in the list, guys. So trust me, we're going in for a huge marathon. This is going to be a nice long football talk because I've got a lot of other stuff to say. I've got a lot to say. So remember, guys, I am looking through the comments, but there are a lot of comments. If you need a question read out to help to support the Football Hot channel, use the super chat. The super chats will always get a priority read. So use those at your will. If Manchester United want to keep Labille, you get a controller. That could be Verratti. That could be Rabiot. That could be Toni Kroos. Although Toni Kroos has now signed a contract extension. But so that was just give you an example of names. You buy a controlling midfielder. You buy a quality attacker winger to replace Sanchez because I believe that he's now a brick. You get a top tier central defender. You don't have to get just a top tier central defender, and you get a really good quality right back. And you ship Ashley Young to Siberia. If you have those things in place, then United can at least start to think about moving on. If United can't get or make that move for a controlling midfielder, then sell Pogba, but then there's no point in keeping Pogba. I repeat myself, and I said this when... Please check the video. I said this when United bought Pogba from Juventus. I said to people that Pogba can't control a game. He can't dictate the midfield. That's not his game. Pogba is a multifunctional, multifaceted midfielder. That's what he is. He's a multifaceted, multi-thingy midfielder. So Man United are asking him to control games and to control matches, and that's just not going to work. It's just not going to work. So if you can't get someone to control the game and give Pogba the freedom to move and to roam, sell him. Sell him. And again, I told you guys, Real Madrid are making moves. Real Madrid are making some exciting moves because if Real Madrid roll up next season with Neymar and Pogba, I mean, wow. So, I think, but yeah, it's also good. I think someone mentioned the whole Sarri to Juventus thing. So, this is where I stand with the whole Sarri to Juve thing. The thing about Sarri to Juve is the jump between Allegri the jump between Conte and Allegri wasn't that big. They had a very, very similar. I will touch on various clubs, man. This is a I call this the marathon club shakedown. I know it's football whole life, but look, I'm just talking everything. The jump between Allegri and Conte was not that big. They're both pragmatic managers. They both preach defense. So it wasn't that much of a jump for players to learn that whole new thing. The difference between a Sarri and an Allegri, that's a huge jump. That's a massive jump. The Sarri style is very, very different. So they're going to have to do more learning, and it will be much more of a drastic change. So my thinking is, if ever there was a chance to break Juve's dominance, it would be next season. Conte at Inter Milan, who are they going to get, especially to replace Icardi? Ancelotti at Napoli, Napoli making some very interesting moves. Because I think, I was reading this, if your boy hasn't even linked this to me, if Napoli gets James Rodriguez, and James Rodriguez fits into the team, that's tasty. If they can get James Rodriguez and somehow, some way keep a hold of Koulibaly, I think Syria next season could pop off. I think Syria next season could pop right off. Juve are still the favorites. Sarri is still a quality manager, and we've seen what Sarri has done with bricks and peanuts. So if you give Sarri greater spending power and a finisher in a Cristiano and just a better team in a Juventus, and I think that he could do great things for that team. And maybe that is what they need to perhaps win the Champions League, because in the Champions League you need to dominate games. You can't be afraid. I think pragmatism and the last time a pragmatic team won the Champions League was Mourinho, 2010. That's the last time a pragmatic team. But even if, how pragmatic were Inter really? Okay, yeah, they were sort of, but how, but the last time, okay, yeah, they were pragmatic. Last time a pragmatic team won the Champions League was in 2010. To win a CL, you're going to be much more positive, much more attacking, and play a more attractive brand of football, which unfortunately your boy Allegri didn't play. So, but I think, sorry at Juventus, the players will have to do a lot of learning. There's going to be a lot of learning that they will have to do, and who knows how that will go. So let me just look at the super chat. So super chats here from Nassim Foran, who says, thoughts on City signing Rodri and Cancelo. Okay, let me actually even look this up right now. Rodri and Cancelo, because when you said Rodri, I actually thought that you were actually look at that here. Yeah, man, your boy has your Samsung Galaxy, man. This is better than an iPad. It's better than an iPad. And yeah, look at that. I've got my favorite movie of all time as my background right there. Look, as I've said to you guys, as long as Pep is at as long as Pep is at Man City, they will keep on winning the league. That's just a fact. As long as is there, they will keep on winning the league. Well, for me, my thoughts on that thing, Mr. Nassam, is it's Pep laying down the gauntlet. Yeah. Basically, it's City increasing their squad. Increasing their squad with quality and getting much more squad depth. And that just has to scare people. That's just scare people, because people, I think, because the beauty about that is that, everyone assumed that Pep would do 3 seasons. So with these signings already been made, it means that these are signings that Pep has greenlit, which means that Pep is going for a 4th season. And maybe Pep is now committing to a longer term, because 100% Pep wants that Champions League. He craves that Champions League. He wants that Champions League badly. 100,000%. So I want to touch on a tweet that I made that I think got people a bit up and down, which was about Tottenham. And this is a comment that I've made about Daniel Levy. And I think Tottenham fans pretty much came at me and they attacked me on this, because I said that how is it that a team can keep on overachieving and you don't reward the manager with cheddar to spend? And I've always thought Daniel Levy has been extremely tight with cash. I know that Tottenham shot themselves in the foot by playing that classy brick Harry Kane to start the Champions League. Put that to one side. But you see, if I'm Pochettino, why are you staying? Why are you staying at Tottenham? So if you're Pochettino and you go to Levy and you say for Levy, bro, can you give me 100 mil? Can you please give me 100 mil to spend? And the guy says no. Why are you going to stay? Why are you going to stay? But then, as people say that, if Pochettino now leaves, where does he go to? Where the hell does Pochettino go to? Because I think the idea was Pochettino to go to Real Madrid. Although I never really thought that was that much of a real move of Pochettino going to Real Madrid. I never really thought that was that big of a move, man. So it's interesting to see what Pochettino is going to do at Tottenham and how long he's going to remain there. Because I'm not sure what more they can do or how much higher that they can go with your boy Poch. And that's just me being real. I just don't know what more they can do. So I want to touch on back to Barcelona. So it seems as if Barca fans don't want to take Neymar back. Again, I don't know how many Barcelona fans that we have in the chat group. I think obviously I know Jason is one, but I mean, based on the Barca fans we have in the chat group, I don't know how many we have. So you tell me that if Neymar was available, you wouldn't take him back. That I just want to just be clear there. Like if Neymar was available, you wouldn't take him back because for Barcelona, you're not in a strong position to say no to a Neymar. You're not in that position. Coutinho is a bust. The Carnival has come out and said that Barcelona need to find and buy a younger striker. So, okay, so I'm not hearing what guys are saying. Okay, look, that is interesting. So, okay, let's discuss. If PSG say that we will give you Neymar, but you've got to give us the Us. No. And the reason why I say no is, as people have mentioned, Neymar's fitness. This dude is obsessed with getting injured. So that's a risk in and of itself. The Us is a lot younger. And the Us still has a chance to be a future massive star. And if you're now taking the Us away, unless you now have Neymar in the team, are you sure that a Neymar and Messi, those two will be enough to lead you to a Champions League and guarantee a Champions League? I'm not sure. I think you need another outlet. Because remember, when this was back in 2015, you had a prime, hungry, quality, top-tier striker in Carnival, who was arguably the best striker in the world at the time. You had a younger, hungrier Neymar at the time, and you had a younger Messi. So everybody was in their prime in that front three. But even if I still think that there may be some talents there, I don't think you're seeing a Neymar that's as hungry or is as focused. That's the danger there. So I think if the Us has to be part of the deal, I say no. But if it's just cash, here he is for this money, we don't want any players. It's straight up cash. Boom. If Coutinho is in the deal, you ship that guy first class in that flipping deal. You ship that guy first class in that flipping deal. But see, my thing is that, okay, I mean, going back to Neymar. Neymar he has a very big decision to make, because I laugh at people who still rank Neymar as top 3 in the world. For me, I just think that is stupid, because if we only rank players based on talent, then that's no fun. Because if you only use it based on times, then that means the rankings will never change. Something like that means the rankings will never change if we just rank players based purely on form. We have to rank players solely. We have to rank players on form, not on talent. If we rank players on talent, that means the rankings will never change. So there can never be a discussion. But if it's on form, it's okay. How well are you playing right now? Neymar isn't relevant because whatever you do in Liga is irrelevant, which is why I can't even put Mbappe top 3. Even if I just learned that Mbappe flipping scored more goals than his appearance, which is flipping insane. So if you have that, but that's in Liga, it's still irrelevant. It's irrelevant. So Neymar has a very important decision to make. If Real Madrid is on the cards, or even Barcelona, he needs to make that move. For me, I think the correct footballing move to make is for Neymar to go to Real Madrid and for him to face Messi and for us to see a Neymar versus Messi El Clasico. I think that's the right thing to do. 100%. I think that would be 100% the right thing to do. So let's look at your boys Liverpool right now. Look, man, I think, guys, Liverpool, we cannot deny what these guys are. We cannot deny that these guys, they won a Champions League. Yes, that was the crappiest Champions League final of all time. They are a European powerhouse now. They're a European powerhouse. And for me, as I said to many guys, I love Klopp. One of my favorite teams to watch of all time was that Dortmund side. That Dortmund side under Klopp for me was one of the most amazing sides to watch. So I'm happy for Klopp. And I'm happy that Klopp has been able to build like his ultimate team. This is his ultimate team. And Liverpool are a very, very, very strong force. And as I always said, like, all Liverpool need, and I think this is why we've heard people like Fekir, Isco, and so forth, all Liverpool need is an attacking, creative midfielder. That's all they're missing. That's all they're missing. If they get that attacking, creative midfielder, then Liverpool are going to be a serious force next season. Because I feel that they are. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, but I believe that it's going to be they have a very good chance of defending their title. We will never. What Real Madrid did in that three-peats, that's never going to be equaled. That's never going to be equaled. But if Liverpool get a quality attacking midfielder, I think that is what will make them extremely dangerous. So those games in which it was like a 1-1, 0-0 that they came undone, if you had that playmaker who can create but can also score as well, I think that just tilts the balance in Liverpool's favour. So, and I think, and also the many guys out there. I mean, for whoever. Who they should be going for? That's what I said again. I can't wait for this Nations Cup to start because, Ziyech looks like a player, man. Ziyech looks like a player. Looks like a player. Look, Premier League next season. Look, it's gonna be City, Liverpool. I think it's going to be both of them again. Like, no other team in the Premier League, I think, is going to come close to them. I just think that in like City and Liverpool, they are too strong, and the gap between them and the rest is too vast. Now, could Liverpool fall off or something? Maybe, perhaps, But I definitely think that Liverpool are definitely they're going to really, really prioritize the Premier League, but I don't think it's wise for them to prioritize anything. I think they just go out and just win a flipping trophy. I know as hard as it sits, as long as Pep Guardiola is at Man City and he keeps getting bankrolled, bro, it's um they're never gonna lose. They're never gonna lose as long as he keeps getting bankrolled. They're never gonna flip and lose. They're never gonna flip and lose. But you know what? I fear for Chelsea, bro. I truly fear for Chelsea in this post Zad era. Pulisic isn't enough, and I know most people know this, but Pulisic isn't enough for Chelsea to be successful. I don't think a trophy is possible because I think the important thing for Chelsea is who is the manager. That is the key thing, because who the manager is going to is going to determine how well Chelsea can do next season. So Chelsea's most important acquisition, because they can't buy anybody with this transfer ban, the most important acquisition is who do they get as the coach and as the manager. But Premier League is out of the question, 100%. Champions League, that can happen, but again, aim for the quarters. I think for Chelsea, quarters max. I don't think that they can go beyond the quarters. FA Cup and Carabao Cup, I think is a possibility. I think the Carabao Cup, the League Cup, is a possibility. So, but I think, but look, I mean, no, Pulisic, will he or will he not succeed in the Premier League? For me, it's hard to. I think he will do all right. I don't think he'll be amazing. I don't think he will flop. I don't think he'll flop. I think there is his talent is there, and the speed in the Bundesliga is very similar to the speed in the Premier League. I think both leagues have a similar kind of tempo to which they play in, and I think Pulisic plays very well in that high tempo. So yeah, so I think in that sense he'll do pretty good, and I think in Pulisic you have a natural winger, and that is what Chelsea have been missing for so long. Like Chelsea have just been missing a natural winger who they can just pretty much rely on and lean onto, man. So let me just try and see what some of you guys are saying in this chat right now. Streaming, you know what I think I'm going to do, because there are all of these Copa America matches and they're quite late. I'm going to stream from the knockout rounds. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start streaming from the knockout rounds. So once I stream from the knockout rounds, then I think that will do. So once we don't get to the quarters and everything, I'll start doing live chats of those games, because like the flipping Brazil game is a flipping 1:30 in the morning. It's a flipping 1:30 in the morning, man. So that's crazy, man. I mean, but look, I know it's in South America, so what can you do? Like I remember the World Cup in South Korea, Japan. Those times were crazy. Those times were crazy. Like we were looking at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. in the morning. Those times were flipping crazy. But it's the world. I mean, if only we could live all in the same flipping time zone, that would be flipping great. So, but we don't. But we don't live in the flipping time zone. But look, I think you know what I mean. Right now, if you were to pick one club as of right now, which would you say is the biggest club right now? Just as of 2019. That's a very interesting argument. Which is the biggest club as of right now? Because people would say Man City's domestic treble. People would say Liverpool winning the Champions League. People will say Real Madrid and their name. It's Real Madrid and their name. People will say Messi is still the most beloved player that everybody wants to play with. So it is interesting, but I mean, because I've always said that whoever wins the Champions League, you've got to look at them as the big dogs. You've got to look at those guys as there's just something about that trophy that christens you and just crowns you. So there's an argument for Liverpool, but the weird thing about it is that I think if, let's say, I'm a young player right now and I want to now say like, no, I want to move to the biggest club. Let's say I am destined to be the biggest player in the world. Let's say I'm destined to be the biggest player in the world. Which team do I go to that I feel matches my talents as being the biggest player in the world? Because that's very interesting. So people's arguments would be go to Liverpool. They won the Champions League. They beat Barcelona 4-0. A flipping heavyweight. That's the thing. But then people will say Real Madrid, 13 times winners. They won it 3 times in a row. They're seen as the European powers. They have the history. People will say Barcelona, Messi, best player in the world. He is still the best player in the world. So for all those things out there, all those things combined, it's tough. It's tough. Now let's say it was me. If it's me, and I want to play for the best, Sam, I'm gonna come back to that comment. I'm gonna come back to that comment that you said. Let's say it's me and I want to play for the best club in the world. I want to play for the biggest club in the world. It has to be Real Madrid. And the reason why it's Real Madrid is actually quite strange. It's because of how demanding and fickle and tough their fans are. Because Liverpool will always love you. Of course, there's a pressure and everything. But Liverpool, you're pretty much loved there. Barcelona, there's a lot of love there. Real Madrid is about either you're successful now or hit the road. Like, unless you're a Madrid boy like Raul was, you will get booed if you mess up. This guy's flipping booed Cristiano. Like, Liverpool ain't booing any of their players. Barcelona, not really. Maybe they will their own. Real Madrid, even if you're a star who's led them to CLs, if you have a bad game, they will boo you. They will boo you. So it's that. So that's why I was explaining to people that, like, when you wear that Real Madrid jersey and everything, there's a lot of pressure that comes within it, and that is why I am very, very interested to see what Hazard does, because again, Real Madrid are not a club that will coddle you, give you good support, encourage and everything. No, it's the cauldron. It's the cauldron. It's about success now. And that is why if you're really the best, to prove you're truly a great and truly the best, you've got to succeed at Real Madrid. Because of how tough the crowd are on you. That's the thing. That's the thing, because you have to go there to prove yourself, because you can call it fickle, you can call it the fake, they have no soul, they have no real loyalty, but the fact of the matter is that there is ridiculous, there is no more pressurized situation than that Real Madrid situation right there. I think in Barcelona and Liverpool, there's a lot more love involved there. There's a lot more affection involved in there, So, but that's why I told you, but look, basically, what has transpired this last season makes things very interesting. I think If Barcelona had won that Champions League, it'd be like, okay, business as usual. Okay, cool. You know, business as usual. But I think by Liverpool winning the Champions League, it just opens everything up. It opens everything up, you know, and it forces Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. We've not even mentioned flipping Bayern Munich. Where are they right now? Because I think the thing with Bayern is this. Do you know what? Do you know what's so crazy? Would it be so mad for Bayern to ring up the retirement home and say, "Yo, Hankers, what's up?" I should say, would it be so crazy for them to ring up and say, "Yo, what's up"? Because I would hire Hankers back. As crazy as that sounds, that I would hire Hankers back. So I think someone was mentioning this about Van Dijk, that Van Dijk isn't the best footballer in the world. He's performed the best for his role. He's the best defender in the world. Um, he's performed the best. I believe he's probably performed the best in his role in the world, which is why I think he should probably get the Ballon d'Or. He isn't the he's not the best footballer in the world. No, he's not. Um, the best footballer in the world right now is still Lionel Messi. It's it's the best. If someone just asks me who is the best footballer, just raw, who is the best footballer in the world right now, it is still Messi, still the best footballer in the world right now. If Neymar had his head stuck in them, maybe, and I think, but right now, Hazard is second. Hazard is second. But I think that with regards to how the Ballon d'Or goes, is that Van Dijk is in prime position. The only thing stopping Van Dijk from getting the Ballon d'Or is if Salah leads Egypt to the Nations Cup. Then that narrative is too strong. Because remember, I did say that Van Dijk would have no chance of winning the Ballon d'Or if Messi led Argentina to Copa America victory. But on the evidence of what I saw against Colombia, Argentina are not making it through the groups. Argentina are not making it through the flipping groups. So that's that's what it is. But I do believe that when all it is said and done, Van Dijk is going to be that Ballon d'Or winner. Yeah, no, look, but for me, like I told you, I'm going to watch the Maradona. See, I'm going to watch the Maradona doc tomorrow. It's all booked in there. I've set everything. So tomorrow I'm going to watch the Maradona doc, and I will be doing a review on the Maradona doc tomorrow for sure, for your viewing pleasure. If you're to ask me who is the greatest of all time, it's Maradona. Again, I have not seen it yet. I've not seen the doc yet. But my argument for why Maradona is the greatest ever is because of what he did internationally and what he did club-wise. No, guys, it's not on Netflix. It's in the cinema. So it's a cinema release. So you have to watch it in the cinema. It's not on Netflix or on online. So the reason why I say Maradona is the greatest ever is because what he did internationally and what he did club-wise, it's as simple as that. He won the World Cup in 1986, and he won the Serie A for Napoli twice. And those two victories are the only victories that Napoli have ever had. Case closed. For me, I still don't know whether Pele's club achievements, even if they are amazing, the amount of goals that he scored are enough to usurp or be better than what Messi did for Napoli. So that's why for me, and I would say, like, if I'm in a final and I have to, and this is a final single final, this is a final to save all lives, and in my team I've got to pick between Maradona and Messi, I am picking Maradona all day, every day. I'm picking Maradona all day, every day. Thing about Pele is this. This thing about Pele. We didn't live at that time. The footage I see of Pele don't impress me. Of course, you can see this the skill and talent, and you can see how Pele was trying things back in the day that nobody had ever seen. Nobody had ever seen an overhead kick. Nobody had ever seen the kind of dribbling and everything the thing that he did. So he was way ahead of his time, and the guy was at a 17-year-old balling against 30-year-olds. So that in itself is mind-boggling. But from the footage I've seen, it just doesn't impress me that much. It don't impress me much. But one thing I always say is that everyone that lived during when Pele was playing say he's the greatest. So if everyone who lived at the time said Pele was the greatest, this dude was probably bloody amazing. Because all these guys have seen, Beckenbauer has seen Messi, he's seen Maradona, he's seen Cristiano, he's seen Ronaldo and everything. But for him to still say, "Nah, Pele is still the greatest player that I've ever seen," and all of these guys say he's still the greatest they've ever seen, and they've been living this era right now, you're like, bro, maybe this dude was amazing. And see again, and I know why people say that, because people say, okay, look at the opposition that he played against. My thing about that is this: is that is it a case of the opposition were bad, or he was so advanced? Because people forget that he probably was so good and so ahead of his time that he made opposition look bad because he was doing things that people had never seen before. So defenders did not know how to even stop him because he was just doing things that were just like out of the ordinary. So that in itself is greatness. That in itself is why he's a horseman. Because to be so advanced like that is like, wow. And for me, the reason why he's a horseman is, bro, 17 years old to score in a World Cup final, 12 years later to now score in another World Cup final, bro, that's G. Don't do that. Don't nah. See, someone just don't do that, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. So people always come in here with all of these crazy statements. People just need to just chill whenever they make these statements. But yeah, look, I am very, very excited to watch this Maradona document because, and okay, people use the drugs argument a lot. They use the whole drugs cocaine argument. And do you know what I always say in response to that is that's what makes him great. Because he's a man that's flawed. He isn't I do things good all the time. He's a man that's flawed. And that's just what makes him so interesting, that he was a man. He was a regular man. Like, he involved in the mafia, cocaine, drugs, a bit crazy, alcohol, almost died, survived everything. That is just what makes him, which is why I don't want Messi. I don't want Messi on my team. I don't want Messi on my team. As talented as he is, I don't want him on my team. If I'm going to war in the trenches, I can't go to war with Messi. I can't go to war with Messi. I go to war with Maradona. With Maradona, I'm going to war with flipping Maradona. I'm going to war with the real Ronaldo. I'm going to. That's the guys I'm going to war with. So that's just the thing. And I think that, look, I've said this again, and I'll say it again. Like, Messi will never win an international trophy with Argentina. It's never happening. Like, so stop hoping, stop dreaming. That is set in stone. Set in stone. He's never winning an international trophy with Argentina. And when all is said and done and we look back, I think what I said is going to be true. I still believe he's the greatest club football player of all time. He is the greatest club football player of all time. He won the Olympics in 2000. Bro, this dude is really bringing out the flipping Olympics. Really? You're bringing out the Olympics? He's bringing out the Olympics? So when all is said and done, and he retires, best club football player of all time, easily. But when we now look at the asterisk, he never won the anything major with Argentina. So when we now take a step back, how can we now put him in the same category as Maradona or as the real world Ronaldo and people? Because do you know what? Do you know? Because history won't be kind. Because history won't say, "Oh no, his players were not good." History will be like, "Oh my gosh, you had Sergio Aguero, one of the greatest Premier League strikers of all time. You had flipping Angel Di Maria. You had Dybala. You had all these guys considered great, but he still wouldn't win." That's how history will view it. So history will view that Messi, you actually had a more talented team than Maradona had. Please tell me the world class players that Maradona had while at in Argentina in 1986. You can't name them, bro. You can't name them. So that's just bro. I keep telling people this thing. That name is banned in the live chat. So bro, please don't mention that name. That name is banned. Please, thank you very much. So to round off, before I go on, finish Black Mirror, because I was actually in the middle of Black Mirror, and I need to finish that thing. So before I round off, I think Uruguay are going to take this Copa America. I am Cavani and the Cannibal. That probably has to be the best front two in football right now. Yep. I'll go ahead and say that. Cavani and the Cannibal are the best front two in football. That's why I keep saying to people that if more teams played two strikers, if you just had more teams playing two strikers, bro, life would be so beautiful. Life would be so beautiful if you had more teams playing two strikers. Because I just think that them, bro, what? Heskey gets a bad rap, I believe. Heskey gets a bad rap, man. Oh no, bro. I never made a pick. When I was asked about who I think would win the Copa America, I never made a pick. I said I'm not sure who's going to win it. It's open. But now I've seen all the teams play. My pick is Uruguay. That is my pick. My pick is Uruguay. But before the Copa America started, I said no, Uruguay are too old. I saw them play. Yes, Ecuador we're down to 10 men, but I felt that, you know what, this team I think can survive. I think this team can. I think this is their last hurrah. This, I think this is their last hurrah. I think this is this is their last hurrah and everything. If Chile, because Egypt did 3 in a row, Nations Cup, which is crazy. If Chile win this Copa America and win it 3 times in a row, that's unprecedented. That's flipping unprecedented, man. Actually, before I round off, Nations Cup Friday we will roll. Best front two of all time. Let me say best front two of all time. Best strike partnership of all time. Let me see whether you guys will pick, because there is a right answer. The deadliest front two of all time. The deadliest front of all time. Let's see what you guys say. Interesting. It's a good shout. Your boy got it. Your boy, Mr. Iqbal, got it. Mr. Iqbal got it. Yo, machine, bro. Trezeguet and Henry flopped at the World Cup, bro. Sorry, they flopped at the 2002 World Cup, so they don't count. The deadliest front two of all time, without question, is Romario Ronaldo. When those guys partnered up, that was the most devastating, fearsome front through two of all time. So, but Cole and York was very good. I think Cole and York had a very scary telepathic understanding. Gudjonsen Hasselbank was also pretty good. Del Piero Trezeguet was pretty good. How many people remember? And this is going back. Let me see how good your football knowledge is. How many people remember Crespo Chiesa Parma? And that's going way back. How many people remember Crespo Chiesa Parma? You know, that is going way back. That is going way back, man. You know, now that was a very oh my god. That's what, see now you've not got me in my bag, man. You've not got me in my bag. When we think about deadliest strikers, if you just pick one striker, the most devastating and deadliest striker, you know, who would you be the deadliest striker? As a striker who would just cause fear, because for me, where was, I mean, you see, you know what, we may have to just shift this for another one. We have to just shift this for another, because look, Ronaldo is my guy. Ronaldo is my guy, but I wouldn't call Ronaldo just a striker. I would call Ronaldo was a footballer. I'm talking about the guy who all he did was just strike. For me, it's between two. It's been two guys. I thought it's between Weah and Batistuta. Guys, I am begging you, please go onto YouTube and look at Batistuta's goal repertoire. Do you realize that Batistuta didn't know how to place the ball? All this dude knew how to do was smack the living hell out of that ball. That's all the guys. Literally, he'd be like 3 yards away, and this guy would smack the ball into that top corner. Batistuta was a demon. He was the very epitome of a beast. I remember, like, I was saying, like, if Batistuta had, let's say, if Batistuta played for AC Milan or Juventus, I think people would have been appreciating him a lot more, because remember he played for Fiorentina, you know, and he did the best he could for Fiorentina. But if Batistuta was at a bigger club, like put him in AC Milan or flipping Juventus or Inter, bro, he would. But guys, George Weah was ridiculous, bro. Like George Weah was just the guy was just too much, man. I mean, George Weah was the guy was just absolutely insane, man. Absolutely insane. Because see, that's the issue. That's my issue about this era, man. We have no strikers, man. Who are the strikers? Like, name me. You cannot name me one striker that invokes fear in defenders. You can't name me. Name me one striker that defenders fear. That defenders see that name on the team sheet and they're like, all right, bro, it's gonna be a long day. There's no one. There is no striker that guys are like, which striker is at the same tenacious level as a flipping Batistuta, as a flipping George Weah? Drogba. For me, Drogba is the last truly fearsome striker. Yeah, he kind of invokes fear. He invokes fear of brickery. So there is a chance that, you know, if you get so close to him that he will fearfully get you. So guys, look, man, I'm rounding off now. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow is, gosh, man, I'm actually losing track of the days. Tomorrow is Wednesday. So Wednesday we'll be back again for more news. An announcement is going to come. I will announce this on Twitter. There is a new YouTube channel that's arriving. A new YouTube channel. Give you a clue. It has something to do with people asking me about watching Death Note, Black Mirror. People wanted my views on TV stuff, film stuff, movie stuff, entertainment stuff, music stuff. So announcements is to be made. I'm currently working on it and everything, but a YouTube channel to accompany this is gonna be flipping made, because as people say that, I want to hear your views on TV, movies, stuff here, there, everywhere, and everything. And yeah, man, it's I'll probably be announced tomorrow, online and on Twitter. But with that being said, I now need to focus. No, don't worry. I'll still be twitching, man. I actually I need to twitch. I need to twitch more. But yeah, Copa America, because I mean, it's a flipping 1:30 a.m. So yeah, I need to finish Black Mirror. Then I'll need to be prepared for this Copa America thing. I may do like a live review of the whole thing, and then I'll be back. So guys, it's been swell. It's been good. It's been Heineken. Peace out. Stay true and stay real. Peace.